Hello YouTube, Alpha Y Wolf bringing you another If the Emperor Had a Text-to-Speech Device Reaction, Episode 20, You're Green With It. So earlier on we had the Orcs, and they're the only ones I can really think of who are green. Now, the video has not started, it's paused right before it's due to start. I don't recognize this planet. I do not recognize this planet. At least not fully. I think I've seen it somewhere, but I'm not sure where. But people who have seen the last episode will have noticed that I put in a couple pictures of the very first Warhammer model that I painted. My first orc unit, a Goth Clan Death Dread. I'm still really proud of it, even though it gave me so much trouble when I was making it. And it was a very important learning experience. But in any case, I'm going to keep putting pictures of the Warhammer models that I've painted up onto the Twitter page, which brings me neatly into the usual disclaimer. So, if you like the video, indicate so down below. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button because we love seeing that subscriber count tick higher. If you have suggestions for future videos, drop them in the comments. And in the description, you'll find not only a link to the original video by Bruva Alfabusa, which I would highly recommend you go and check out his stuff. His text-to-speech device series is hilarious. It has moments where it is very serious and very interesting just to watch, but there are just so many situations where it's just so funny. And also in the description is a link to Gaming Latorius' Twitter page. With all that said and done, let's go ahead and get to what you actually came here to see. Video is a go in 3, 2, 1, and play. Oh, Nocturne! Salamanders! I forgot about them. They're green too. This is about them. Ultramarines? Yep. The artifacts.
Yes.
The Ultramarines were sent to fetch the artifacts. My only question is, why is that car there? I do love how detailed these models are. No. No. Vulkan.
Congratulations, my friends. Through the power of friendship, you have found all the artifacts. And now I have returned to bring peace and friendship to the entire Imperium. No matter what the voices in my head say.
You are weak, Vulkan.
Shut your nut-faced sprinkle
Ferris
spirits.
Manus.
You are not friend.
Yes, yes. I did it. I am best forge, father.
He's the chapter master. So that guy was a chapter master at the time.
Hello, my lord.
Good, my sentient newspaper has arrived.
Before we speak, do you have any idea where Magnus is? I've lost track of him.
You lost track of a 12-foot tall demon man as bright red as a dying star. That is truly a great achievement. I know where he is, however. He is busy writing up the first volume of my soon-to-be smash hit book, The Emperor's Guide to the Galaxy, like I asked.
Understood. I was worried he'd be off sacrificing children or something. Never mind. We have just received a message from the Ultramarines.
Let me guess. They actually managed to do it.
They found the missing artifacts of Vulkan, yes.
That is thoroughly inconceivable. So the relics that the Salamanders have been trying to track down for millennia were found by the Ultramarines in less than a year.
Indeed. I did tell you earlier, my lord, they are pretty great.
Almost too great? Actually, not almost, just forthright ridiculously great. I mean, seriously, what exactly makes those baby blue ball busters greater than the Gekkomen at being space marines?
Well, my lord, I'm honestly not sure. I do have a few theories, though.
Oh.
One is that the Ultramarines are simply more versatile. As proven in their combat techniques, they're skilled at using a wide
Yeah, they are
variety
kind of
of
Swiss Army
weaponry and
knife of
tactics.
things.
While the Salamanders are just about as focused on pyromania as the Sisters of Battle are.
Yeah, they're
Hold up.
they're very good.
I must have forgotten,
like,
in my
enclosed
infinite
spaces
vision,
with their
about some
flamethrowers.
religious order during the Purge of Terra. These Sisters of Battle speak of strike me as not being full of muscle-bound battle buddies with exclusively floppy reproductive organs. What precisely are these sisters?
Well, do you
They're
remember the
nuns
lady
with
called
guns.
Alicia Dominica? The one I brought in here to stop Goj Van Dyer during the Age of Apostasy?
My
Most evil sounding
non-existent
name still.
genitalia are still trembling in uncertainty.
Essentially, it's an organization of people like her. They're the military arm of the Adeptus Sororitas, which you yourself talked about during the latest answer session. You know, the ones you sent out your erogenous spin-ups to.
Oh yes, them. That scarcely sounds so grievous after all, seeing as they eliminated that person with the most evil-sounding name I have ever heard. I am most certain they are sensible and rational people.
Yeah. Sensible and rational, yes, those are
No.
words.
Perhaps I can use them for destructive purposes. If someone would try to prank call me in the future for unspecified reasons, I will be most happy to hear about them
They
later.
would burn the entire system of whoever
Back
prank
to the
called
topic.
you.
Any other ideas about why the Ultramarines are doing the heavier work?
Well, my second theory, while it may be subjective, is that I'm fairly sure blue is generally a better color than green. You know how orcs lose most of the time? Maybe there is a connection.
First off, that is fucking
That's right.
stupid. The fact that gold exists makes every other color equally inferior. Secondly,
In the
before you
Orc
go on
Codex,
complaining about the
it talks about
Salamanders
how
scheme,
orcs
you
consider
should see
blue
their
the lucky
original
color.
paint job.
Did someone smear fermented crops waste over them?
It did
Yeah,
not
orcs
fly
consider
well with the
blue
Mechanicus
lucky,
because
so
of
it
how
makes
many
sense
seizures
that
the
if
paint
the
job
Ultramarines are
prompted,
just all
so they
blue,
went fuck it and slapped
then
a plain coat of green over them instead.
They'd be like the super lucky
Continuing on to my third point,
chapter
while still
of
speaking
the
about
Space
colours,
Marines.
the Salamanders generally make your regular civilians and whatnot more worried because they are all black.
What?
Their skin color is
Phrasing.
black, my lord. They look very unnatural and quite frightening.
That statement would be so damn hysterical if it did not make me cry tears of pure disappointment from
For
myself.
those of you who don't know, Salamanders, Space Marines are like
and by
pitch
extension
black.
most likely the rest of the
Not like
Imperium
African-American
have gone
black,
back
like
to the
pitch
ideals of ancient
coal
times
black,
when people
with
bounced
glowing red
around
eyes
and
and all that.
mainly judged each other's
Like
characters solely upon
unnatural,
the hue of their epidermis.
unnaturally black.
What?
This is exactly why regular humans cannot be left unchecked for a single fucking second before they start blaming and belaming each other. I keep on trying to make humanity function on its own, but it just will not stop.
But my lord, I think you-
Actually, I am going to act like a brain-dead fucking mortal now to... Oh boy. I have not seen what sort of coloration yo have underneath that golden mirror yo call a suit of armor in over 10,000 years. Let me see what kind of pigment your corporeal container has, and I will figuratively pour acid salt all over it.
Wait, I am so confused, my lord. Why are your eyes lighting up in the same back? Wait, what the heck are you doing now?
What the fuck?
Ow. My lord? Was that really necessary?
You're black. But you are shit talking
He's
other
like
blacks.
normal human black,
I am
though.
confused.
Black? No, I'm not.
Yes, yo fucking are. Have yo been in that shimmering shell of yours for so long that yo forgot yo had something under it? Gold is not a skin color, unfortunately.
No, I'd call it, like, brownish? I don't know, just some standard skin color, not black like the Salamanders.
Then what in the fuck are you trying to say?
Well, my lord, I mean, you know, the Salamanders all have a literally pitch black exterior with almost coal-like skin texture and
Yeah.
red glowing eyes. It's like they are bathing in burning promethium on a daily basis.
What are you even on about, Goldilocks?
It's a fair way to describe it. They almost look like they're
I'm certain the Salamanders have always looked like that.
Your memory must be distorted from all the smooth, lubricated skin you have consistently been exposed to for these past 10,000 years. Your mind has started fantasizing about big, exotic, crust-covered men to come and take you away to the lands of 1,000 volcano cannons exploding in your face.
That might be true, but it does not affect my argument. Look, you can even see it here.
Yep.
By Astartes, that is new. I do not remember this being a thing. Is my mind playing
unnatural-
tricks on me? Knowing the state of my
unnatural
memory,
black.
perhaps I did forget. Now I just feel like some kind of huge dick.
I feel that your heart is in the right place, but you can't be blamed for your degraded memory of things.
Yes, that is correct. As you know, I am always in the right.
So, can I have my armor back? I fear the other custodians will come and lubricate my revealed body parts. And start patting my chest like muscular bongos and...
You are such a fragile little butterflower, aren't you? So, please enlighten me, what in the shitacular showboat actually happened to the salamanders to make them look like this? I am positive at least Vulkan had flesh similar to yours.
No,
As bad as
he
my
did
memory
not.
is, I should be right about that at least. I mean, I am his fucking father, after all.
I'm very
As an
certain all
absentee
salamanders,
one.
including Vulkan, have always looked like that, my lord.
I am murderously sure I gave all my children natural human pigments. Why would I ever decide to treat one of my infant sons to a bath in a pit of flaming tar?
I am unsure Magnus and Korax have natural pigments.
Shut up and
Fair
explain.
point.
Well, I believe their pigment was actually affected over time by the homeworld of Nocturne. Their gene seed does a chemical reaction to the radiation upon the planet, which inherently turns all salamanders jet black, also shifting their eyes to a fiery red.
No, that is just fucking stupid. Why would the one chapter that happened to have people of black pigment as a majority end up turning into vituperative fucking caricatures of their past selves? Must be. That shit Squid cinch again.
And now to give the Blood Angels Cupid wings, and the Space Wolves the wrinkly faces of pugs, all according to my ever-growing schemes.
My lord, I have to ask, do their appearance really matter if they are still loyal and excel as a chapter?
Yes.
No.
I mean, no. I mean... Screw this quandary with a fucking jackhammer. Let us just talk about whatever we were discussing before this shitstorm started flailing about the room.
Fair enough, my lord. As I was about to say, another difference between the Ultramarines and the Salamanders are that, while the Salamanders follow the Codex Astartes, they also follow a set of their own doctrines exclusive to the chapter.
Oh brilliance, more rules I have not been told about.
First off, the Salamanders are very self-reliant and individual for being Astartes. Each Salamander is taught how to repair and improve his own war gear.
Yeah, each one of them is a
effectively
blacksmith.
making them all blacksmiths. No pun intended. Thanks to this, the Salamanders have a lot of mastercraft weaponry and armor in comparison to other Astartes chapters. This is a useful trait when combined with their latent pyromania.
TOASTYYY Hilda.
Speaking of which, just to establish their tactical prowess, several millennia ago, the Salamanders decided to fill an entire city with Promethean to destroy an orc invasion. The good
Okay.
news is that it worked. The fire even eradicated all orc spores, stopping any chance of the horde The bad news is, well, they lit a city on fire.
Well that is... okay.
Also, in the case of super heavy vehicles, they primarily tend to use the Land Raider Redeemer, which is basically two gargantuan flamers in the shape of a tank.
As great as that sounds, it also sounds incredibly unconventional.
Not to mention, they also literally wear fire on their armor.
Time out. Are you earnest in this claim? For fuck's sake, do they have a who can't stay on fire the longest contest as well?
I would
Or
not
what?
be surprised if they do.
Maybe not that. But an
What?
ancient ritual amongst the Salamanders is that when one of their battle brothers grows too old, is dishonored, or is crippled and unable to fight, they will undergo a ceremony which involves them walking out into the fiery desert to meet their death in flames.
What the fuck?
Another one of their customs is that when a salamander actually dies, their body will be cremated in ritualistic fashion in the flames of a giant volcano called Mount Deathfire.
Is this a Space Marine chapter or a death metal band?
If they do not manage to get the fallen Astartes back to Nocturne to be cremated, his battle brothers perform a local cremation ritual in which they light the seas on fire and then all stick their arms into the flames.
Now I am starting to feel uncomfortable.
But when a captain of the Salamanders dies, a grand
Oh,
ceremony is initiated when they strap the dead captain to a giant slab of ceramite-coated marble. Two battle brothers dressed in simple robes then proceed to lower the slab and the captain into a pool of lava. The battle brothers chosen to do this have had their own hands scalded with the white-hot chains that suspended the slab as they lowered it down. They have to do it in perfect unison, as the chains are engraved with the Salamander's iconography, making the battle brothers' hands have permanent third-degree burns with the semblance of a hammer, an anvil, and a flame upon their palms.
Now this is just becoming fetishistic.
With the death
A
of
little
the
bit.
captain, a new one has to ascend to the ranks, of course. In the ritual of ascension, they take the soon-to-be captain and strip him down to only his sash. He is then branded with a mark on his chest and shoulder as to signify his captainship. Then he is placed upon a platform in his undraped splendor and is subject to an extreme pillar-like inferno launched from below that surrounds him for a few seconds. The ritual is then concluded with the words, "Vulkan's fire burns in my breast. With it I shall smite the foes of the Emperor."
They are taking that passage pretty damn literally, it seems. Seriously,
Yeah.
is this troubling craving for flames a side effect of me placing them a bit too close to some candles when they were just little gene seeds in a tube? Why do so many of my sons have such revolting compulsions?
Oh, my lord, it's not your fault.
That is definitely correct. I never do anything wrong ever.
Well, anyway, even if they have such a blatant fixation with fire, they are still one of your finest. They are a chapter that, despite their imposing looks, do an outstanding job caring for and protecting civilians.
Yeah, the chapter actually gives a shit about people.
That must go superbly for them considering their specialization with such short-range weaponry.
The population is always grateful for it. One instance was that during the Second War of Armageddon, when all the chapters involved were waging war on all different fronts, the Salamanders picked up the dangerously neglected task of handling supplies, escorting refugees, and helping the defenseless. In the battles upon the planet of Armageddon, the Salamanders fought for the planet's people and generally frowned upon the notion that the populace of the Imperium were of no worth. These ideals are actually so strongly held by the Salamanders that their chapter master, Tushan, came blows with the first captain of a chapter known as the Marines Malevolent. The captain had early bombarded a refugee camp that had been ambushed by orcs, as he said that he didn't have time to waste on saving the civilians. This greatly angered Tushan and made the Marines Malevolent generally seem like total arse clowns.
Those Marines Malevolent seem to be suffering from GOG Evandire syndrome. Seriously, who in their right mind openly names their chapter Malevolent?
Nobody. The Marines Malevolent don't seem to have anything right about them. Even their color scheme seems rather obnoxious.
It is like they took the Salamander's previous color scheme and removed everything even remotely good about it. I will have to pencil in a virus bombing upon this abomination. On a side note, it is a good thing Yo inserted this image visualizer into the Golden Throne. It makes exposition much easier.
Agreed, my lord. Either way, I hope you do see how the Salamanders are still one of your finest in this regard. They stay true to their Primarch and you in both code and mannerisms.
Yes, that is all absolutely fantastic, but there is just one problem.
Pyrophilia, my lord?
Other than that, at the beginning of this conversation, I actually asked Yo to provide evidence that the Ultramarines are greater than the Salamanders. Now Yo have just set them up to be creepy but nice guys with a thing for helping people. And fire.
Oh. They found the artifacts before the Salamanders?
I want to say you are not proving a fucking thing,
I think
but I cannot
the
say that
Ultramarines
without
in
being
this
wrong,
series
and
have,
I am
like,
of course
a weapon
never wrong
version
as
of plot
already
armor.
established.
Well, my lord, the Ultramarines will most likely live long, eventually fading into legend with their deeds and self-publicism. But the Salamanders will continue to burn like a mighty flame in the hearts of the people they have defended.
It is better to burn out than to fade away.
Yes, indeed, my lord. Yes, indeed.
Seriously though, next time I meet Vulkan I am going to tell him to take his sons on a field trip to a freezing cold ice planet for a couple of years so they can reorient their fucking perspective.
Life's not all fire and flames, am I right, my lord?
No, especially in the case of the mangy fur balls of Fenris. I bet Lee Man and his band of puppies are still sitting about trying to figure out how friction works. Actually, Ghost should tell me about their drunken tirades next.
Right. Of course, my lord.
No! You must not speak of the wolves.
Who dares suddenly interject things in my presence? Well, it
Centurion.
is my precious little century bubble. How is my sweetheart doing today?
Father, your sweetheart was I, Rogal Dorn.
That's right, someone once commented that the Centurion of Rogal Dorn. I forgot about that. Oh my god. Oh, Dark Angels.
My lord!
Yes? What is it you want? You didn't hear anything, right? Not that we were talking about anything. We like snuggling up close and whispering nice things into each other's ears.
I know, Lord Israel. This is the 30th time you've told me.
But you may wish to know we have pursued the most mysterious lead you wished us to follow, and we've once again found the lost strike cruiser.
The Ophidium God.
Tampers, Israel, did you hear that? We're totally gonna find Cypher now!
What in the dark?
Azrael! There's blood all over the floor now. I really don't want to get that on my armor. It's all murky, probably stains easily.
Well, we'll soon be making fall
He just sounds like such a whiner.
That is all.
Thank you, dismissed. Oh, remember to close the door, but not too harshly.
Yes, Lord Belial. I won't close the automatic door too harshly.
Did he just mouth me?
Brothers!
Yes, and you are definitely a whiner.
If we don't find Cypher, the Inquisition will be after us for sure. They'll start noticing that one of their Inquisitors are missing.
Hey, we're not Supreme Grandmaster. We hid the corpse of that stupid Inquisitor in a place where no one will find him. Hacked up in small dried up bits, put it into small packages, and donated his food rations to the death corpse of Creed.
Do those Creek fellows even eat?
I don't know!
We don't have time for this, Asmodai! Cypher and the Fallen are escaping further away from us the longer we linger! We have to—
Excuse me, my lord.
Ah! No, you heard nothing! I mean, yes, you heard something, but it was certainly nothing suspicious and secretly heretical. Damn it, what do you want?
I'm sorry to disturb you again, but we have discovered sentient activity upon the planet's surface.
What? No! I mean, yes! What is it?
It appears to be the Adeptus Mechanicus, my lords.
The Adeptus Mechanicus arrived on the planet before us? Oh, this is such a shameful moment. I'm totally useless. Nobody loves me.
This can only mean one thing! One terrifying thing!
The Adeptus Mechanicus is working for the Fallen!
My lord, what are the Fallen?
Uh-oh.
Make him repent, Asmodai.
Repent, motherfucker!
Yeah, the Dark Angels are a bit sensitive about the subject of the Fallen. Okay. So, some things that I really liked in this one. So, Vulkan is perhaps one of my favorite Primarchs, mostly because I enjoy the fact that he and his chapter, or originally Legion, were actually people who cared about the civilians in the Imperium, and they still do, and I love that. I love the Space Marines actually, recognizing the fact that these are people they're supposed to protect and give a crap about. The fact that Vulkan is haunted, though, by the brain ghost of his brother Ferrus Manus, that amuses me to no end. What was it that Vulkan said? Shut your nut-faced brain ghost, Ferrus. You were not friend. I don't know why they gave him that accent, but I love it. But yeah, I was really amused by the Emperor's reaction to hearing about how the Salamanders are like an unnatural skin color in comparison to most humanity. Like, obviously, I think there was, I was listening to an audiobook from the Horus Heresy, and it sounded like one of the Remembrancers was a black woman. So I know that black people exist in the Warhammer universe, but the problem is that if you're not familiar with the franchise, knowing what the Salamanders look like and the fact that that's unnatural compared to most humans I've seen some people actually learn that and get a little confused by that. I think at least one of them they actually saw that and decided to investigate a little bit further, and that's how they got into Warhammer. But then we come to the Dark Angels. If you guys don't know about the channel Arch Warhammer, one of my favorite playlists in his channel is the Siege of Thrax. The Dark Angels make at least 2 appearances there, and both times they are pricks. So I love how they managed to capture that in this series. But that's enough of my rambling. So far, I'm really liking this. I did actually forget that the Centurion was Rogal Dorn. Someone had mentioned that in the comments, like, early on in my reactions to this, and I had completely forgotten about that. I completely forgot that they mentioned that the Centurion was Rogal Dorn. I should probably... I still don't really mind spoilers all that much, but I'm pretty sure I would have reacted even more strongly if I hadn't remembered that someone told me about that. But yeah, that's enough of my rambling. If you like the video, indicate so down below. If you have suggestions for future videos, drop it in the comments. And if you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. Right now that we've reached 400 subscribers, let's aim for 500. So spread the word around if you think someone might like this reaction series or some of the other content on the channel. In the description will be links to the original video, which definitely recommend, as well as Gaming Notorious' Twitter page, where I'm going to continue uploading things like the Warhammer miniatures that I painted, and then eventually trying to show some progression. Because the Death Dread that I put the pictures of, I put some story behind there. It's the reasons I picked the colors and the reasons why I did what I did with that one. I have another Death Dread that I painted, much more vibrant, and I feel that what I learned with the first one really helped me to improve upon the second one. But yeah, this has been Alpha White Wolf. I'm signing off. You keep howling, Wolfpack.